Hi, I'm Cameron Walker and welcome to Inside the Palace for GBN Royal. First up, the real reason rare portraits were released by the Princess of Wales. This week, Kensington Palace released 4 rare portraits created by members of the royal family. The Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis sat down together and got creative, marking the launch of the Bowbeam Tree Trail at the National Gallery, which Catherine visited earlier this month. The princess wanted to encourage families to spend time together while being creative and having fun, in order to develop social and emotional skills that begin in early childhood. Kensington Palace has remained pretty silent over which royal was responsible for which portrait, but we can take an educated guess that the Princess of Wales drew Prince Louis. The other 3 portraits appeared to be of the princess, and we know she didn't do a self-portrait, which leaves only the 3 children. So her eldest child, Prince George, is known to be a talented artist already, having painted an impressive reindeer for a Christmas card back in 2022. My guess would be that Prince George drew the Princess of Wales sat in an armchair, which you will see on your screens now, because the skill set of the artist appears to be more advanced. I suspect it was Prince Louis who painted his mother with red hair and a spot above her lips. He's certainly known for being expressive. And as for Princess Charlotte, well, I would suggest that she drew the other picture of her mother depicting Her Royal Highness with yellow eyeshadow, as you do. Of course, this is all a bit of fun, but the royal activity did have an important message. The trail at the National Portrait Gallery, where the Princess of Wales is patron, aims to support young children in the development of social and emotional skills. The gallery is working in partnership with Catherine's Centre for Early Childhood. The centre aims to highlight the importance of early childhood development and how it can affect future adult prospects. The portraits activity is just one of the home-based activities related to the Bowbeam Tree Trail, which is available on the National Portrait Gallery website. Next up, the big mistake in Meghan Markle's brand relaunch. Meghan Markle's relaunch of her lifestyle brand, as ever, has already hit several hurdles. Not only was her original American Riviera Orchard brand canned due to trademark issues and a reported struggle to find a chief executive, a small town in Spain is now up in arms about the new logo. Meghan's logo, as ever, consisting of a palm tree and 2 hummingbirds, appears almost identical to the historical coat of arms used by the town of Porreres on the Spanish island of Mallorca. The town has been using the emblem since at least 1370, meaning it's been a symbol of the town for over 650 years. Francisca Moraveni, who is Porreres' mayor, told The Sun, "We don't want our coat of arms to be perverted because it belongs exclusively to Porreres." And despite her strong statement, Miss Venny has invited the Duchess of Sussex to visit the Spanish town and experience their culture. Now, Meghan's spokesperson has remained silent, and there is no suggestion that Meghan and her team deliberately copied the logo. However, branding experts have suggested a lack of research by Meghan's team could have led to this unintentional error, a big mistake when launching a global brand. The controversy comes just weeks before Meghan's lifestyle show With Love Meghan begins streaming on Netflix. And will the logo row be over by then? Well, watch this space. Next, the King highlights Britain-Ukraine collaboration despite the US-Russia talks. Just a day after US and Russian officials met in Saudi Arabia for talks on ending the war in Ukraine, which excluded European officials, the King highlighted Britain's invaluable commitments to Ukraine. President Trump has since branded President Zelensky a dictator, despite Ukraine currently being unable to hold national elections under martial law sparked by Russia's invasion. The King seems set to continue highlighting the collaboration between Britain and Ukraine, and on Wednesday visited the Imperial College London Centre for Injury Studies. The college is developing a technology to protect soldiers on the battlefield, working with Ukraine's National Rehabilitation Centre, which is called Unbroken, to develop prosthetic limbs and rehab techniques. The centre supports both soldiers and civilians injured by Russian munitions. The King spoke to a surgeon who is Chief of General Surgery at Unbroken via video link. He told the King this:
"The commitment of Your Majesty and the British people is invaluable to us, and we silently hope for your continued support in these critical times."
I'm only hoping I'm not causing a terrible disruption to your normal working activities there. I know how busy and how committed you all are, and hope that you could give my kindest thoughts and wishes to all your team.
So it's a great help for our country and for our people to cooperate with Great Britain and with your sergeants and your people.
I'm so glad. Wonderful.
The King said he was glad a British university had developed a very effective relationship with Unbroken, signalling Britain's continued support for Ukraine almost 3 years on from Russia's full-scale invasion. Of course, this engagement would have been in the diary for months, and it is just coincidence it took place the same week as the talks in Saudi Arabia. The King's role is also not political, as ever. It's up to the Prime Minister and the UK government to decide what path the country should take. And this week, Sir Keir Starmer signalled he would deploy British peacekeeping troops to Ukraine if needed once a peace deal is reached. Next, have you ever wondered how long it takes to organise a royal visit? Well, in the case of the Queen's recent engagement to say Women's Centre, 3 years from the initial invitation is the answer, according to one staff member who spoke to us. Queen Camila was invited to visit the Asian Women's Resource Centre, the AWRC, in Brent to celebrate its 45th anniversary and see how they support black and minority ethnic women affected by forced marriage, domestic, honour-based or faith-based abuse. Her Majesty has long been a champion on the prevention of domestic violence and has worked for more than a decade supporting charities helping the cause. Speaking to survivors and caseworkers, the Queen learned how perpetrators often use their victims' immigration status against them, leaving them incredibly vulnerable to several forms of abuse and coercive control. 3 years ago, Her Majesty was still Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cornwall. Since then, Queen Elizabeth II has died, Queen Camilla has become Queen, and has been crowned in Westminster Abbey. Her diary, understandably, has been incredibly full-on for the last 3 years, and she's also supported her husband, King Charles, through a tough cancer diagnosis. Still, the Queen found time to visit and highlight a centre supporting a portion of society often overlooked. During the visits, the Queen said it was so wonderful talking to those survivors and hearing what a difference the AWRC makes to their lives. Thank you for watching. This is Cameron Walker. Don't forget to subscribe to GBM Royal for more.
At GB News, we believe in the power of free speech. We're not afraid to ask the tough questions, challenge the status quo, and give you a voice. While others silence dissent, we champion the truth. So by becoming a GB News member, you're not just supporting free speech, you're defending it. Please do consider supporting us today. Together, we'll hold the powerful to account and make sure your voice is always heard. Simply go to gbnews.com/support and stand with us for what matters most.